All right, y'all, we are back with Artivist Talks. Woo! What an amazing series this thing has been. I'm going to invite Juke to come in and be part of this amazing. Big shout out to everybody who's in. We're getting a request from Juke. Juke is amazing. Boom, boom.
Yo, what up?
Yes,
Wait a
yes.
second.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
we
that's
go. There
me.
we go. Yeah,
What
Juke,
up? What
thank you
up?
so much for being a part of this. I know you're a globe-trotting, amazing musician and much more. And we're gonna let the people trickle in. Shout out to the folks coming in here. We out
Yeah, shout
here.
out Jess, Michael. What up? What up?
Yeah, we got Lizzie in here from the Boogie Down Bronx. We got a lot of folks
What's
coming
up,
in, and
Lizzie?
we're gonna just keep on allowing this to grow. But first
Yeah.
of all, I have to give immense gratitude. I know you from just showing love for me across the pond in the UK. I shout
Come
out
on,
that
come on.
message. Yo, this amazing being, I can't even limit this person to a human suit. They met me up, no questions asked, treated me to lunch for the first thing, gave me one of the best hugs I ever received in my entire life with full force energy,
Come on.
took me out to music venues, kicked it with me at the table. We jammed in the kitchen table in a council flat, and we just locked in, we connected. But before we get started,
Trust.
Juke, I want you to introduce yourself, a little bit about what you do, who you are. I know you got many names on the list and
Yeah,
many
yeah.
skills and talents, but
I appreciate it,
please feel free to
bro.
start it off. And thank
Okay.
you for doing Artemis Talk number 7.
Always for you. Yeah, my name is Juke. My real name basically is Iemanjá, and I go by Juke Kiff. And yeah, I'm a drummer. I'm a backline tech, drum tech, and guitar tech. Also an event and festival organizer. And I'm super appreciated and I love to be here. Always for my bro Y, and super humble, super grateful. And yeah, I'm ready to start. I'm
Woo!
just so much with love and just appreciate everybody who's tuning in. And
Got you.
yeah,
They
what's up,
coming in, they
Stan?
coming
What up?
in. Yeah.
Yeah, Faith.
So
What up?
Juke, I know that you put in that worky work, as I like to say, right? We start
Yeah.
these conversations with this essential question.
All right.
We use the term artivism at Creative Expression, and for
Yeah.
us, it's that hybrid word. Artivism breaks down into art and activism. And for us, activism isn't just limited to politics or any of that stuff. It's connected
Yeah.
to activating your spirit, your being to its highest potential so that
All
you
right.
could pour into your cup till it
Yeah.
overflows into community.
Yeah.
Artists are bigger than entertainers. We are not just to be used for the background in this. We are at the forefront of change and revolution. So I want to ask you, what does artivism mean to you? That's our opening question.
Artivism means to me so many different things because there are so many different layers as a human being. For me, I thought really it's similar to being a good leader.
Mm.
So I would say being a good leader is also thinking about other people, thinking about the bigger picture, and not only thinking that, okay, wow, I'm out of, how can I put it the best way? I don't have much energy anymore, and I will keep going. I think it's the best for you to step back for a second and look at the bigger picture and look at other people and seeing, okay, what can I do? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe what other
Mm-hmm.
options are there? And so activism is a lot of things. Also, like looking into yourself, reflecting a lot, and seeing that there's no right or wrong on this planet, and there are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, a lot of nature, a lot of energies out there, and so there are a lot of different perspectives. So it's really hard for me, I would say, to really pinpoint it as it.
You tapped on a lot of good things, though, that I want to expand on one of them,
Yeah.
right? You have been doing art beyond just your scope of yourself. You supported me when I was out there in the UK. I
Yeah. For
seen
real.
the tribe that you was around. And there's a big thing. When I asked you for your description, you said drummer, musician, and human.
Yeah.
There's a humanitarian aspect to it.
100%.
What made you pick those titles? And yeah, how does your work interconnect beyond just your artistry?
Okay, so drummer first of all, has to be number one because I started drumming when I was 7 years old. I'm 23 now. Yeah, I'm a baby. Okay, get it. But yeah, drumming has to be in it. Then being a musician, I have three layers. So there is entertainer, then there's artistry, and then there's musicianship. So I feel like there are different elements. Yeah, there are different elements in it, and what you are able to do in those elements. Of course, every person has their own perspective and their own opinion. So I only speak for myself. Yes. But yeah, I'm definitely a musician, I can say. And then human being, I am a human being for so long. Basically 2 years ago, before the 2 years ago, I was more of a robot than a human being. I was working, I wouldn't say 24/7, but I was working until I couldn't do it anymore. And then I slept probably 3 to 4 hours, and then I went on again because I thought other people needed me too. But I feel like it's like being on a plane. When the plane goes down, you have to first save yourself. You have to first save yourself before you can save other people. Exactly. You have to put oxygen first on yourself, then before other people. So I always thought, okay, being myself is enough, but also looking after myself is important. Like just checking up on me, checking up what do I want to do? What is important? What can I do for other people at the same time? If I outwork myself, can I do even more than for other people? Or is it going to stop my mission, I would say? Is it going to like stop earlier my mission, if that makes sense?
Wow.
So, yeah, just those different things in perspective. But yeah, those 2 years have been incredible and just a very reflective time. So yeah.
I love it. Yes. I want to tap into one of the things you said, Juke, which had to do with a robot, right? I was there too when I first started. Yeah. I was already older than you, but I was like, I gotta go do this show. I gotta go do this album. I gotta do this. Yeah. And you said a real key about being a robot. How did you break out of that roboticness, and how were you able to identify it to shift back into humanity and taking care? You talked about lack of sleep. Not taking care of yourself, not putting that oxygen you need. What do you think makes us this way? I know me and you had some deep combos in the UK about this. But how did you get that way, and how did you break out of that way?
I would say roughly around when the pandemic hit. So 2019-ish, last of 2019-ish, I would say I had a burnout, like a strong one, because I couldn't figure out what should I do. And I think as a lot of people around the world, basically, they also went through similar or something around that. And I went back home and I couldn't leave. I wasn't allowed, basically, the place where I was, you weren't allowed. If you have to go out with a paper, like a doctor appointment thing or something like that.
It was a true lockdown. Where in the world were you at?
Right now, I'm in Vienna, but usually I'm in Brussels or in New York.
So it was situation happening in where it was the full
in Brussels.
It was in Brussels. Okay, break it down.
Yeah, and it was very strict, and I couldn't leave, and I had to figure out. I had to be with myself, and that was something that I wasn't used to. I was always with other people, and I thought I needed other people around me. What's up, Paula? What's up? Hello. And so, yeah, I had to get used to my own thoughts. I had to get used to my own opinions. I had to get used to my own breath. I had to get used to myself, basically. And that was the scariest part that I can say. Now it's the best person I ever known. So back then, it was really hard just to get used to all of things because I was always around other people, and I slept probably only like 3 to 4 hours, and then I was around another person again. So that was pretty, it was like a robot. It was like a working machine. It was like I slept, I didn't dream, I woke up, I went around other people, I was looking for other people, and then I slept again. So it went on and on and on and on. And then when the pandemic hit, it was like, oh my God, I'm now in this place. What should I do with myself? What can I do with myself? Who am I even as a person? and what am I capable of? Just those different questions. And it was just a breaking point where I literally cried for 2 weeks through and through straight, and I couldn't stop. I didn't know why, and I felt like I went through so much worse before the pandemic, and I didn't even die then yet. So why should this planet put so much weight on me if I couldn't handle it then, you know? So I just really said, okay, I just have to cry through it, basically. So those 2 weeks I cried, and it was just a reflective time where I just had to be with myself, and I couldn't really run away, because those type of emotions or burnouts I had 4 times probably in my life, and I never really listened to it. I went through it like 3 days, and then after that I left my place and then went somewhere else for work, you know. So it wasn't like I had to sit down and really digest it, like with the lockdown. I couldn't run nowhere else. So yeah, that was the time where I just had to be with myself and really figure, okay, who's really checking up on me as well, you know? Who's checking up on me, that I always check up on other people, because I am a balanced person, I would say, now more than before. I was very much of, if I don't check up on other people, they're gonna leave me. They're not gonna check up on me. Something's wrong with me. And that was very toxic. That was very toxic for myself, because the people didn't know that about me, basically. So I put that the toxic stuff on myself, and that just brought another side of me in the pandemic, where I was like, wow, okay, if I don't think about those things, then so much space is in my brain to think about other things, you know? To think about, I don't know, write a song, do some poetry, like just do things for myself that I thought were a bit too much for my brain sometimes. So yeah, just those things.
Thank you for that vulnerability. It's going to lead me to the next question that I want to ask you, right?
Yeah.
Community is huge, right? But as you said, you got to put your oxygen in. I relate to you so much. I suffered from a lot of people pleasing, where when I started teaching the music, I was like, no, my main thing is I got to help these kids. I got to help these others, right? But you said something really powerful earlier. If you do not take care of yourself, that you're not going to be able to do these things. How does community play a role in you? And now that you've learned about the burnout, you discovered yourself through the introspection that happened during the pandemic and those things, how are you able to make the shift that awareness came to you, right? Because sometimes we get aware, but we fall back into the old behaviors, right? We don't change. So how are you able to change? And still, you are still community based. I was with you a few months ago, and you still showed me that presence and that love. So how are you able to find that delicate balance? Because it is a very delicate balance.
It is a delicate balance, but also I am very much aware of my weaknesses and strengths. And so it really showed me that I am stronger than I thought I was. Also with community, before I did had a community, it just wasn't a strong foundation community, I would say. I didn't have a strong foundation with that community that I had before the pandemic. Throughout the pandemic, it really helped me just to realize who I am. What do I need, first of all, for myself? And then what can I offer to other people as well? Instead of before the pandemic, and not just to make it about the pandemic, but specifically it happened in the pandemic. At the time, before the pandemic, I would say, I told people, hey, I got this for you, or people ask me, can you do this for me? I'm like, yeah, no problem. I already had 5 things on my plate, or 6 things on my plate, but I was like, yeah, I got you, right? And so after the pandemic, I was like, you asked me something, I will see if I'm able to offer it to you the right way, as you should deserve to be, treated. And if I cannot offer to you, I will have another person that I know and very much trust can give you the same love and appreciation to what you need. So I would say that is very important to me now than ever, and being very truthful to myself, that makes it very truthful to the other person that wants my attention basically, or wants my working ethic and stuff like that. So yeah, community is very much big. It's a very, how can I say it? It's a very important aspect of my lifestyle. I would say it as a lifestyle because I don't really separate my work from my family or from my private life. I feel like it's very important to be authentic. And I'm not saying that you're not authentic of like separating things, work and lifestyle. That can happen as well. For me, it's just that I really love my work, and my work fits perfectly with my lifestyle. So I'm just as with that very lucky. So I put both things are the same. So that's the reason I just combined it exactly. And there's so many people on this planet. There's so many people on this planet. We are so different. Each and every person has something to offer, even though they don't know it or they don't want to admit it, whatever it is. So yeah, I just love to talk to people. And for me, the most important thing is that a person feels welcomed. Like for me, back in the day, like as I'm old, before the pandemic, basically, before I really listened to myself, I was very much, I was bullied back in school. And I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of things happened in my life. And so I always wanted some place where I feel welcome. So I do have a lot of places where I feel welcomed, and I feel welcome very much, and home and stuff like that. So I know how it feels. So I definitely want, when another person comes in and feels a bit shy, feels a bit unwanted or something like that, I never want a person to feel like that. So that's a very important for me, just that person feels loved or feels welcomed or feels like, okay, I can be different personalities here, you know, I can try myself out. It's like being around a person, it's like being a young child and never felt safe or never felt like I can be vulnerable, I can be a bit aggressive, you know, because if I don't be aggressive, this person likes me. But if I'm really myself, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's where I want to go. I want a community base that is, and I have that community base. I have so many different people, including you. Why you are amazing. I definitely want to always show more love to you. But yeah, community based is the community aspect is very important to me. Just being real to yourself. For me, it's very important that you look out for yourself first, and still have other people in mind. But at the same time, listen to yourself, because you can lose yourself very easily, and you should just listen to yourself and see that you are appreciated, that you appreciate yourself, that you love yourself, and that you have something to offer basically on this planet. You know. So yeah, these are the things that I would say for like community, the community aspect. It's very important for me.
Very, very. I had to drop the gems right there, coming down from right here, dropping nuggets of gold right now of this, because I want to reiterate for anybody tuning in, community is necessary. We are coexisting beings. Juke mentioned that she went through her own trials and tribulations, from bullying to all these things, and creating a safe space. Not everybody has it to facilitate for everybody, but she also broke down getting out of the victim mentality and also thinking bigger than self, but making sure they take care of yourself first. You have to, guys. If you want to be of service, you got to take even more care. I know this journey has taken you around the world, so I would love you to break down a little bit of your country origins. I love on your profile, there are so many flags. It looks like the United Nations over there. And I know you've been in Brussels. I met you in the UK.
Yeah.
You've been you're living in Vienna right now. You've also gone around to Germany, South Africa. I would just like you to kind of take us a little bit around the world of your origin story of like, where did your journey start physically on the map? What are the places in Spain? You've got an apartment out in the Bronx. Like you do a lot of things and you are doing
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
So talk
I
about
mean,
how these physical locations inspired you and your travels and your journey in this next part,
100%.
please.
But before that, I definitely want to shout out some people, like Paola, like some people like Snow, some incredible people that I've met throughout my journey, and then Faith as well. And I mean, there are so many people showing love and precious. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be here throughout my journey with each and one of these people, and they're incredible. So I definitely tell you all, reach out with each other, check out each other's Instagram, and just check up on each other. But yeah, coming back to the flags and where I'm from and everything. So I was born in Brussels, Belgium, and my mom is Belgium. Always here for you, Juke Faith. Oh, I appreciate you. And yeah, my mom was born in Brussels. I was born in Brussels. Then I moved to Vienna, Austria, around the age of I would say like 6, 7. Then yeah, I was in Vienna. Then we went to South Africa for some time, and then we went to Equatorial Guinea. That's where my father's from. Equatorial Guinea, Central Africa, and then we went to, for some time, Cameroon, because my grandmother from my dad's side is from Cameroon. So like she's from Cameroon, and then the father of my grandfather basically is from Congo, and my dad was born in Equatorial Guinea. Then my stepdad from my mom, a friend of my mom basically, but he was like a stepdad for me. He's from Brazil, so that's where my name is from, Iemanjá. And we were there for some time. Then we were some places in Martinique, Réunion, and then yeah, we went to, so another friend of my mom was also like a stepdad for me, Rob. He's a musician himself. He's a jazz player, and he's from New York. So we stayed there for some time in New York. And then yeah, I went when I was around 17, 18. I went to London, and I went there to music school. Like Westminster Kingston College, I went there and I studied for some time, and then I started working in London and really found my circle, I would say. I found people that appreciated me for me and not for, and didn't judge me from the outside. They waited until they went into the full inside me basically, and took their time. They appreciated my time basically. And so yeah, that is my half of my story. Not even my story fully. But if you would like to know more, check me out, talk to me, reach out. And yeah, definitely check out Y as well. He's incredible, super talented, super sick music. Just come on, come on.
We out here. Juke,
Yeah.
you are, I see so much of myself in you. And
Aw.
wow, I'm learning so much from this talk in itself about how much of your journey is inspired by motion. And it makes sense that
Yeah.
you're a drummer. Drummers are the heartbeat of a band. You have such a big
Drummers
love in you,
and
right?
bass players.
The
Drummers and
rhythm
bass players.
section is
Come
the
on, you
key.
know
You
it.
guys are the key. You guys are the key. I want to talk about how
Yeah.
this life experience impacted your music and your origins in music. I know you mentioned everything from Westminster to starting at a young age to having
Yeah.
musicians in your family. Could you take us a little bit through your musical journey and how has it led to you? I know you're constantly evolving in your craft and what you do,
100%.
and you also curate spaces. So how
Yeah.
did your musicianship lead to you producing events? Now, like doing this, obviously it makes sense with your global history, but tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about how music played this role in your life and how it continues to inform your being and your work.
Yeah. I mean, definitely the global history is it definitely imprinted in how I believe in people, or what I'm going through, how I think. It's not the full print of like how I cook, let's put it that way. And so when so my music style is, I treat the music how I want to be treated. So first of all, I need to like what I put out there. I cannot put people food in front of them and I didn't taste it. That's how I see it. Because I was also in gastronomy school, and that's how I know that an audience is so important to have. But also an audience can smell fear. An audience can smell, they smell when somebody isn't feeling themselves. Not in a rude way, not in like a error, like in a egocentric way, but they will smell when somebody's like, okay, I do like my job, but do you love and appreciate what you do? Do you put sweat and tears and all your emotions into that song, into that percussion set, into that instrumental set that you put in front of me? Because I put my trust in you, basically, in these minutes, in these hours that I'm gonna sit here and put my time and my body and my soul and my just the spirit and everything I put here in front of you, so you take care of it. And that is very important to me. That's very important to me. I went to so many live shows and just the live element of it. So live performances are the best in my opinion. I just love live performances. Wolfpack is one of the bands I appreciate very much. I love Wolfpack. I love Henry Dikonge. I have so many different styles of music because it's live. Life is like a roller coaster. It goes ups and downs in so many ways. You never know what's gonna happen, and you shouldn't want to know what's gonna happen in a way of it will guide you. It will go with your emotions. It will go with your strength and weaknesses. Life will never put so much on you that you cannot handle. And so yeah, I mean, my music style, going back to what did you ask again? I think I answered it in some ways, but I know I have more to say.
About
Or
the
is it
journey
possible
of
for
your
you
music and kind of to add on what you said, because I
to?
love how
Okay.
spirit just takes
Yeah,
over. Like there was that
yeah,
love
and
for
keep
it,
talking.
but
But
you really, so it was always first as a drummer primarily
okay,
and listening
so
to the
yeah.
influences.
So I started playing drums when I was 7 years
Yeah.
old. I'm 23 now,
Yes.
and I am dyslexic and I'm number blind, so I cannot read
Hmm.
notes. I tried it for 6 years, and I did play piano as well, so I can accompany myself with
Hmm.
piano. But I fake it till I make it, basically, with the piano until my teacher found out about it, and then she was like, "Yo, your child is, yeah, she can play. When I play, I can in piano wise, I can mimic people in that way,
You
exactly."
can, yeah,
And
the
I played
memory.
violin. I played violin for like four
Wow.
years, and it just didn't start with me like the
Wow.
drums. The drums, when I'm on the drums, I feel it. I
It
feel
called
the
you.
rhythm, especially with a live band. Especially
Hmm.
with a live band, there's no other feeling in the world when you have a live band and you play with them, you jam out with them. Everything goes out on that floor. And so yeah, so basically I played drums then, and then when I was 14, I went into production.
Mm.
So I stopped for a while performing live,
Hmm.
and I went into production, like sound engineering, like, yeah, production, basically all the elements of it, producing and stuff like that, mix and master. And then when I was, yeah, from 14 until I was 17. And when I was 17, I started organizing events. So
Woo.
when I was 17, I started organizing events, and I loved it. Just getting different elements, different personalities, getting different colors, like people, just different people in general from different places, from different like sites of this country and stuff like that, just getting them into a room and just showcasing them and really pushing up their supporting them and pushing them up, like, so they feel a bit more appreciated, and just pumping them up a bit more, I would say that. And that really pumped me up as well, because that gave me confidence in just even being a leader,
Mm.
or even leading leading a community, or just being heard, basically. So people listening to me, that gave me a bit more confidence. So I would say we were feeding each other in that way. So it just gave me more of a balance in that way as well, organizing events and stuff. And then I went into, and when I was around, I started work at the Roundhouse when I was 19, when I was end of 19, 2020 then, start of 2020. And I organized events every week, and it was incredible. People came, it was packed out all the time. More people came, and then I started working at different venues and doing my own thing as well, and getting paid there, and I just loved it. So with the payment that I got, I supported it into the artists and stuff like that. So that just went into different elements. But drumming, I mean, drumming is a different, is a love that
foundation.
it is. It is. It's just when people ask me, the first thing is drumming. It's like being a drummer. That's nothing else in the world. That just I dream about it. It's just my passion, basically. So
yeah, thank you. See, I knew you had some sauce. That journey and the trajectory, like, guys, even though Juke is very young by most musician standards, Juke has been going in with periods of years of sound engineering, years of getting this, years of building community, right? I want to talk about the other aspect that you mentioned, which is riding and navigating through the ups and downs and the highs and lows, right? Everybody in these forms, we're facing so much emotionally. Me and you we've never had an undeep conversation. I feel like every time we always go straight to it. And once I met you, I felt like I knew you for mad long, maybe past lives or some other things. But your love is so strong, and I love how you think beyond just music, but how are you navigating? You spoke a little bit about some of your trials and tribulations with everything from the dyslexia, the challenges learning with reading music and those things, but you never gave up, right? How did you navigate these highs and lows, and how do you do that? And what gives you the ability to show up so authentically and vulnerable, and speak about it so clearly and passionately? It's so inspirational.
So I would say being authentic, being myself is the easiest thing that I ever done. That's just what it is, because I try in my lifetime, or in those young years that I'm on this planet, basically, I tried sometimes, try to fit in, be someone else, and it just destroyed me mentally, I would say. It just wasn't me. And so being my true self and really saying what I believe in, and really not caring too much, or not caring at all what other people think, it just makes life much more livable, like just more enjoyable and stuff like that. And my whole, how the tribulations, I don't know, I just really go through life. I would say I think about me first. What can I bring? And I don't care too much. I would say all the things that I'm saying sound easy, probably, but it's not. Because a lot of people,
simple, but not easy.
It's not easy, because a lot of people will tell you, if I would be you, but you're not you. Nobody is me. Nobody's why. Nobody's the other person. So I wouldn't say have to, because I'm not telling you what to do, but basically you have to, if you want to go through it, if you want to get over this hurdle or whatever you're going through, you have to go through it, not by yourself. You always have other people with you, of course, but just with your own body, with your own mind, with your own spirit and everything. You have to go through it by yourself. Nobody can take away the pain. Nobody can, even if they try. Even though people went through the same stuff as you, they never go through the same stuff with you, if that makes sense. And so I had people around me like, yeah, Juke, this is this, and oh my God, if I would be you, but they never went, then they aren't me. So it was really hard for me to believe it until it happened to me personally and like physically and everything, spiritually, everything that it can go through with you basically. And that I just had to go. I just had to go with it. I just had to let it in. And yeah, it was very dark, but I'm still here, so yeah. I don't know how much
Wow.
to
No,
say or what else to
this is
say in
this
a
is
way,
good.
but
Juke, all we want is your authentic self, which is so
yeah,
good because
it's the
so many of us,
easiest thing. It's the easiest thing, but at the same time, it's the hardest thing to do as
yes,
well
it's
because
simple
it
but not
depends
easy. That's what I like to say. It's a
exactly because it
simple thing, but it
depends.
isn't easy.
It's not easy because it depends as well who are you talking to.
Facts.
Some people are growing up in different ethnics, you know, some people have
Yeah.
different beliefs, some people have different backgrounds. So sometimes we have to be mindful and thoughtful and just think about what the other person is going through or like what the other person was going through, so we don't say it that lightly and saying like, oh, why can you not just leave or something like that. It's so hard, and so I feel like, yeah, those are the
I
elements.
love
It's so easy
it.
to say those things, but it's so hard to
No,
do them.
it's so true, love. The cliche things
It's
that we always say
cliche.
are the truth. They are the
Yeah.
truth, and it's
Oh,
you're pointing into something that really makes me resonate with your spirit. It's because when we look for something outside of ourselves, we literally leave the greatest gift the divine has given us, which is you, your individuality. You said something earlier I want to emphasize, which is you are one of one. You are created as an original.
yeah.
Why would we give that up to become this thing that's a carbon copy? And
Especially us.
it's
Yeah, but
take it, take
especially
it.
us as people who are so uh, soaked into like trends, you know, like the originals, like the original Jordans, the original like there are so many original things, and we want that original, but we don't want us. You know what I mean? There's so many original like sneakers, like bags, handbags, original clothes. Like there's so many different original stuff on this planet, but they cannot talk. They cannot tell you a story. They cannot show you emotions. They cannot give you a hug. They cannot appreciate you. They cannot guide you basically in some way. They aren't, they're material. They're material things. And we are human beings. We are the most original things on this planet. And so why would we trade that to be like everybody else? That just doesn't make sense to me. But every person for themselves. At the end of the day, you have to live your life, you know? You
Yeah.
have to wake up. You have to wake up with your own thoughts, with your own, like, you have to look into a mirror if you want to, or if you even own a mirror. But if you have a mirror and you look into the mirror,
Yeah.
you see yourself, you know? We don't have to go through everyday struggles like this person. So I wouldn't say that, oh, don't have a nose job, you know, don't
Yeah.
have operation, don't da 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 da, because I don't know what that person is going through, and that person doesn't know what I go through. So it's just one of those things, you know.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I want to ask you about what is going on right now. We went into the past. I know right now
Ooh,
you're in Vienna as we speak, right?
I
What
am,
is
but I'm going
on the
back to
plate? You're
London.
still with the London Collective. I know you got a
I am
lot
still with
going
the London
on.
Collective. I'm with so many different collectors. I
What's
am
going
with
on
the
right now,
London.
Juke? Lay it
Okay,
on us.
so
Take your
my
time.
collective. Okay, I'm taking my time. I'm gonna shout out some people and organizations. They're super dope. They're super like just human beings. Okay, so I have a collective in London called Super Organic. They're incredible. They're based at the Hoxton Cabin, um, and they have just incredible performances and live bands and just an incredible showcase. And Y knows also about it because I
Yeah, it's
brought you
great.
there,
I
and
loved
it's
it.
great. Then in South Africa, there's called the collective's called Music City in South Africa, but I'm gonna shout out them as well. I just started out with them, so don't take none of that. And then yeah, New York, of course. Why Collective?
Yeah, show love.
Express, come on. And then I would say your own collective, being your own collective, your own personality, yourself. That's important, and that's being true to yourself. And even practice, even appreciating yourself with your own spare time, like being by yourself. You don't need another person sometimes. You don't need another person, period, to have some good time with yourself. So I would say these are the collectives. But what else is going on right now? I'm starting I wouldn't say a podcast, like a radio/podcast thing with Sure, the brand, where I'm going to talk to just have a chat, basically. It's not going to be an interview. It's going to be a slightly professional, let's put it that way, slightly professional chat with some incredible musicians, creators, artists, like Fred Jones, and then so on and so on. Slick.art, that I'm going to talk to about, and it just different backgrounds. So there can be a sound engineer the next day. It can be I don't know, like a carpenter or a producer or a singer, like different elements of the creative spectrum, a painter, like a lighting designer, whatever it is, basically that's what I'm talking to. And what else is going on? I'm definitely planning to organize more events throughout 2024.
Got it.
As we are already soon March. And yeah. Fatback, what's up? Can I send some music? Are you saying you want to send some music here on this live or to me? If you want to send some music to me, write me on my Instagram and I'm going to give you my email then. Hey, that's a wrap.
There we go. I love it.
No, but yeah, I do have a lot of projects coming up, and just people that are writing with me, and I write with them, and I appreciate every single one of them, and definitely you as well.
I love it. Love it. Now we getting a lot of love in here.
Just come to go on my Instagram, basically email me, or no, don't email me because my email is not in it on my Instagram, so you have to ask.
Send a DM.
DM me. Thank you. DM me, and then we talk and everything. I'm pretty chill with that. Yeah.
I got another download that came to me, right?
Yeah.
You got your hands in so many things, and I'm learning. This is why I love the Artivist Talks. I get to learn about you and discover you in a deeper way, because the stream of consciousness hits me up. I throw my outer space in. I throw the hearts. I throw whatever I can to inspire me, right? I want us to talk a little bit about, like, because man, you got your hands in a lot. You're like an octopus. You really are the drummer that is getting all these limbs in. Can you take us like a day-to-day? What's a typical day? Are you in the studio a lot? Are you in rehearsals? Are some things fixed? Do they change? Do you have some routines and rituals and practices?
I do.
How are you flowing about on a day-to-day basis? Tell us a little bit about that.
Day-to-day basis, I definitely have a schedule. I check. So I have 2 artists so basically I have 3 artists in London. Of course, I take in different creators as well, but mainly who I'm focusing on in London are Aaron Anderson, Slick.art, and then Fred Jones. These are the 3 artists that I'm physically and like mentally working with in London. Then I have 2 artists in South Africa, 1 artist in Melbourne, and I'm working with different people. Of course, I have incredible artists like Y as well in New York that I know of, and it's just, my day-to-day basis is really changing as I'm slowing down more and really prioritizing things, as before. Before I was like taking on every homeless cat, I would say. And it just didn't feel right, because I couldn't really prioritize or put my energy and appreciation and love to that artist like fully. And so I just feel like if a person comes, and I will check them out. Of course, if you go to my Instagram, you DM me and you share with me your music and everything like that, I I'm not part of Spotify. I'm not part of I'm not part of any AI. EI? Are you calling EI or AI?
AI, we call it over
Yeah,
here.
right. Cool,
So
cool,
you
cool.
doing everything analog. You bringing it back to the people.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back to the reality. You know, I'm nothing about NFT. I'm nothing about Bitcoins. I am realness, you know, about humanity, about people getting paid basically for their craft, for their gift, so they can also pay food and pay bills and just live from it. So that's what I want to do, and that's what I am doing basically. So yeah, but I do have a lot of different places where I work and what I'm doing, but day-to-day basis. So February was pretty home-based, so I was mainly at home. I went to the park a lot. I started meditating again. I started swimming
Yeah.
again. Just
Yes.
yeah, I love to meditate. I would say it was mainly writing. So I did check up each and every second day. Every second day, I check up on the artist. I talk to them if they need something, if they need a next show. So February was a pretty slow and chill, a chill month. But the month before February was pretty hectic for me because I did like 4 or 5 shows with Sure. And one of the collectives that I'm working with and part of, it's called 3T Crew. Definitely check out 3T Crew, people. Each and one of you that is in the chat, check out 3T Crew. They're based in London and they are incredible. And they are a multicultural, colored for like female people in the creative music industry. And they support each other so much, and we have some incredible people on there as well. But yeah, so I did that with a collaboration of Sure, the brand, and 3G Crew, and organized events, brought people. It was incredible. It was really fun. And yeah, I mean, it really depends on who am I working with, because I do want to put all my, I do want to put all my appreciation and love and effort and everything, energy that I have towards that project and these people. So I try not to overwork, overput my calendar of like work in a month.
I love it. It's a balance, right?
Balance, you gotta have a balance, because before the pandemic I was working 24/7. I would say I went to events, 4 events per day, and it just knocked me out. I went to an event at, let's say, 12 until 2:30, and then from 2:30 I had a break for like half an hour, and then went to the next event, and then went to the next event and stayed there for a shortcut, and then to the next event. That the last event went on from like 8 p.m. until probably 2 a.m. And I was done. I was exhausted. I went to sleep. I woke up, and the next day went on, because I thought, you know that saying, if you leave the industry, you never will go back into it like it was before.
Yeah.
And so that was always my worry.
Wow.
And I thought it was my worry, but it isn't. It is not my worry anymore. So it was just a toxic fantasy, I would say. Now as I'm telling you that right now, because um, being yourself, being your true self, nobody's like you. So you can always go back, you know? If you go into a room, nobody's gonna forget you if you're gonna be yourself, because nobody's like you. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm just gonna do me, and people are gonna see it, hopefully, you know? The right people hopefully gonna see it. And
That's
that's just what I'm gonna
that's trust and
do.
that's faith,
Yeah,
Juke. Thank you. Like
yeah,
I
it is.
really, really wanna tap into another thing you said, which was about like not being defined or limited by what is called the music industry, right? All of us are
Yeah,
born as creative creators to create. I like to say
trust on
everyone is
that.
born an artist until we forget. How are you able to not, lack of better term, not care about the music industry or that? Because I remember when I was like, go like, but this looks lame to me,
Yeah,
man. I was like, how come
yeah.
everybody's doing this? And it takes strength to do what we do. That's
It
why I
takes a lot of
needed you on
strength.
this talk. So how did you
Um,
escape in your mind and free yourself from that way of thinking to think that the industry is only us, it's people. It's people.
it
All
is
power
people.
is in
It's
the
people.
people.
because
So talk to us
it
about how
takes,
you're creating a new model and thinking
because
outside
it
of,
took,
you're not caring
yeah,
about the
I
Spotify's
don't
and these
care.
things.
I don't care because if we think about each one of those people, they probably have a rough day as well. They're just like us, you know. They're just different out from the outside, but inside, if you take off that skin, you know, and everything, they're human beings like us. They go through pain and happiness and ups and downs, whatever they're going through, similar to us, basically, to yourself. So as I said before at one of our talks, I did has had some times back before the pandemic and stuff where I did try to be someone
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Basically, I did try to fit in and stuff, but it just didn't work. I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to just trying really hard to like make people happy and being a people pleaser, and it just didn't went well with my mental health. It didn't went well with my yeah, mental health. Basically, it's like the most important thing. It went through my everything on my body, and it just didn't work. So also I do have a disability, and that just taught me early on in my life that I am just who I am. Like there's nothing else that I can do, and I don't want to change myself. So yeah, I am just myself, and I just had to start more to appreciate myself, and that's what I'm doing now. And it's just that a lot of people going through day-to-day struggle, you know, and it's just nice sometimes to check in or just to see them or hear them, and that's all
Yeah.
I can do.
I
I don't
love
want to
it.
be anybody
I
else,
love it.
and that's just what it is. And
There,
if you start to appreciate yourself more and just be just a bit more open, ask people how they're doing, stuff like that, it's just gonna be a chill day, hopefully.
yeah. And I love how I'm seeing a thread in all of your answers of simple but not easy, meaning
It's not easy.
it's these very fundamental things, but you have to prioritize these fundamental things in
Yeah.
order to become who you are. Because who you are is already there, but it takes more courage to go against the norm or to not
Yes.
want to fit in. It takes more
But
strength.
what is the norm? What is the norm? Even though you say this,
Yeah.
what is the norm?
It's all
Like
just created an illusion to what it
it
is
is.
because no one
It
is
is.
normal. Everyone is one of one, but we give up that individuality to conform, and it takes
Yeah.
strength not
True.
to conform. And I feel
It's
like
true.
you are echoing a very needed message,
Oh, I
especially for
appreciate that.
anyone who is putting themselves out there. That's why I didn't give you a script or anything. I was like, we just want you to be
Yeah.
authentic around this one theme of artivism, and I want you to talk about just like what's on your heart or spirit. It could be about music. It doesn't have to be, but what are some things
Oh,
that Juke
music.
is feeling
Music.
right now?
How I feel right now, you
Yeah,
mean, or in general?
just in life, like where you like give us some of your present. What's thoughts that are on your mind? What's just been going through
Ooh,
your
I'm
vision right now?
very, I feel like it's very important for me to think deep. And
Mhm.
for some people, it can go into different places. And so I definitely try to be mindful and be respectful of that as well. But for me, it's just okay, so some people that wake up early and go for a swim, you know, just to get that energy out. Some people they do yoga in the morning. Some people have their thing, and of course, I do my morning workout as well.
Mhm.
But for me, having reflective, deep conversations, it just starts to cook me basically inside in my brain and gives me more thinking of who am I, because I'm just 23 years old. I'm still
Mhm.
growing, I'm still learning, and at the same time, who am I really? Am I going to mimic somebody else because they're gonna mentor me, you know? Do I want to be exactly like that person, be molded like that person, or how can I become my own person but with their opinions, you know, with that other person's perspective? How can I still have my own opinions? Do I even know what opinions are? Do I even know what my own perspective is yet?
Mm.
So just different things of what do I really want in life? And if people come up to me and yeah, they're older than me, but do they know what I'm going through? Do they know what I've been through? And can they tell me the right thing, what to do? But what is actually right and what is wrong? So there are different layers of, you know, when you cut different fruits, you always have a layer. You have a, yeah, you open it up and there's almost more layers, and that's just how life is for me. And just how to make a sauce. There's never the perfect sauce, because there are so many different people who are allergic. There are different people who don't like that taste, who like that taste, and this. So it has to be right for you, because if it's right for you, you feel comfortable and you attract the right people towards you. See? So I feel like these are the elements of me just being me and thinking deep. So it's very important for me to have, you don't have to think like me. Of course, I don't want that. I want a person who is even open to think, you know? A person that even thinks is already good. So, yeah.
Wow. You're dropping huge nuggets. I might have, where's my gems? Where they coming down again? We're bringing them down again. There it is. The info that you're dropping is so pure, and the way that you drop it, this is what I love about your energy and the times that we've spent together and every time we've spoken.
It was incredible.
It's so refreshing to see somebody be themselves, right?
Oh.
And as we get to this flew by. It feels like I was only speaking to you for 5 minutes. I can't believe it's almost been an hour, which is incredible, right?
Bro.
It's almost there.
Goodness.
We're creeping up about in a few minutes. But I want to ask you about that. Like, if there's any message that you're feeling that you want to resonate to the people or share to the people, or even contact information or things where they can get in touch with you.
I mean,
wow,
yeah,
there's so much.
Okay.
But there was a big point that you were making with identity, self-love, community, art, following the beat of your own drum. I want to reinforce some of this poem, these making collectives, being open-minded, taking care of yourself, having a good daily routine, keeping yourself permanently expansive, being a citizen of the globe. These are just a few of the nuggets that you've been dropping out in your beautiful words. But yeah, let us know if there's anything you want to share to the people.
I mean,
you know, any of the things that you want to continue to exhale as we start to wind down.
I mean, everything that I said can be found at Creative Express, of course, again, or on my Instagram as well. It's going to be posted. The other thing is, that was just my opinion, my personal opinion. So whatever you believe in, that's your opinion. That's your truth. That's your right, whatever it is. So that I want to say that. Also, if you want to follow me, please follow me on Instagram. Connect with me. I am, as Y knows already, I'm a good person to DM back. Yeah. I'm very good of messaging back. So if you wanna know more, let me know. If you wanna know more about the collectives I'm working with or collaborating with, basically, let me know as well. And yeah, everything that I said basically it sounds easy, or probably it doesn't even sound easy, however you want to call it. But basically for me, yeah, it sounds easy, but it is for every person that have their own steps, you know. Every person has their own has a different height. Every person has different length of feet, of legs, whatever you want to call it. And so it depends on you how you want to see it at the end of the day, because you have to live your life. You have to wake up every day. You have to go to sleep with yourself. And so it's very important just to be yourself.
I love it.
So I wouldn't say it's easy, but it is doable. Is that a word? It's doable.
Yeah.
Like you can do it. It's possible to do. So it's not a myth, you know?
Yeah. Well, wow, Juke, man, you are. Like, I discovered so much. I just need to take a minute to be like, wow, you are very powerful, and your purpose. I'm starting to put the puzzle pieces together as I get to know you more, and it's like, wow, you are really divinely put here to radiate a reason, and your wisdom is beyond your years. I
appreciate that.
it's something that comes from a deep space that's rooted beyond. It cannot take 23 years to have the knowledge that is held
Yeah.
in your container. This is something that I think is transmitted through us, and as musicians, we sensitize ourselves to receive this information that is found in the trees, that is found in the birds, that is found in the oceans, in life.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that you've navigated so many different physical spaces and you continue to hold space. At this point in the interview, you know what time it is. I'm gonna bring out
Let's
some music
go.
where
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you, just like we did on the kitchen table, to either give us some words, if you feel like sharing a poem, you feel like saying something musically, or you just want to
No,
give me
I'm
some
gonna.
words that I'll rip off of. You let
Yeah,
me
I would
know,
love to
but
give you some words. I would love to give you some words, and the words are confirmation.
confirmation. I'm writing them down.
Confirmation. Okay, write them down. But yeah, I didn't let you finish. So you said either way, say some words.
Yeah,
Give you some words.
if you feel like expressing something artistically, maybe you
Yeah.
want to say a poem. It could be anything that comes from you, or you could give me a couple words, and
I give
I'd
you some
be
couple words.
and then I'll just reflect them in music, because now I've been starting to make sure they know we get down over here.
We
You know,
get
we already.
down, we get down. But yeah, okay. So confirmation, appreciation, humanity. How many words do you want?
Whatever feels right for you, I'm
All
just
right.
writing them down. So
I'm gonna give
confirmation,
you. I'm
appreciation.
gonna give you. Yeah, confirmation, appreciation, humanity, life,
Appreciation, humanity, life.
warmth, like the warmth inside, warmth,
Warmth. I love it.
and then colors.
Colors.
Yeah,
I
and
love
that's it.
this. This is
These
a
are the
good
words I'm
palette
thinking
right
of
here.
right now.
And what
Yeah,
are we going? We going minor? We going major?
minor,
We going minor. All right. Any key you want?
minor, minor,
Any letter? A to G. Give me any letter.
G.
G. We going G. Bomb. Going to G minor.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel the G. Everything that I did today, all the people I talked to, the last name started with a G.
I love, and my last name starts with a G. That's crazy. You are
Come
in
on,
tune.
come on.
You didn't even
That's
know that. You
incredible.
didn't even know that. So
No, I
we're
didn't.
going in G minor, y'all.
One G.
We'll start it off right here. And if you feel like adding, add on. Okay. This is a confirmation. G be to God. We had to find it. Everybody been odd like a even number when you break it in half. I was looking for this life and I was hoping it would laugh. It's just that humanity, can it be? Shade under canopy. We was gradually just eating in the council estate. I made it great because I never hesitate. I got a flow to elevate. I got these thoughts to regulate. I got this warmth in my heart like it was a winter fire. And I bring the truth everywhere. I'll even love a liar because I know the attire doesn't make the man a woman. I just love it because it's my life. It's my life.
It's my life.
It's my
It's my life.
life. Sing that, Juke.
Hey,
It's my life.
it's my life. My life. My life. My life. Hey, let's go. G, 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 hey, let's go, let's go. Hey, that's a good one.
We did it. It's my life.
It's my life. It's my life.
We got that love for the color clear. It's my life.
Life for the color clear, color clear, the color clear. It's my life. It's my life. Yeah. Let's go, Black Dude. Let's go.
There we go. We little
Thank you
jam
so
right there.
much.
Yes, Juke, I knew you was gonna come with that fire. I love it. You
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
amazing.
I gotta show
And
some love. I gotta show some fire when I'm around. Why? Come on. And the Creative Express always never
yeah, thank
disappointing.
you. We're on the express train to love out here. Juke, I want to value your time. This hour went by like 10 seconds. I
It
could
went quick.
always speak to you all day, every day,
Same,
because you carry
same.
so much love in your heart. Just the fact that you have the courage and the strength at such a young age to be so powerful and to give so
Yeah,
much, it shows how much you are a gift to all of us. For your presence, I just want you to end this off with any contact information, any
yeah,
last wrap up things, any asks, or anything you might want to say to the people as we get ready to sign off on Artivist Talk number 7. This was a
yeah.
very special one.
It was
I'm gonna pass the mic
very
to you.
special. Okay, so I want to say thank you to each and one of the people who tuned in, basically, and who watched our conversation. Much appreciated. And if you want to get in contact with me, go on my Instagram and yeah, DM me, and then we can talk on that forward. And so, if you need anything else, let me know. I got you. And why? Thank you so much for being an incredible musician, creative, and human being. And you are so much appreciated on this planet, and you have so much to offer. And
Oh wow.
that's it. That's it, really. Basically, I spoken everything that I thought and I had to say for all those questions that you gave me, and I just I am blessed. I'm really happy to be and have this platform. So thank you.
Yes, you are right there. Yes, Lizzie said they already hit the follow button. Juke, you are amazing.
Lizzie,
The
let's
Bronx is in the
go.
building. That's our creative admin, Liz, representing. So, Juke, you got some new people that are in tune with you now. And we love
Lizzie,
you. And we want to say
the
thank you for
Bronx is
taking
going
time
hard.
out of your busy
Always,
schedule
always for you.
to just make sure. And you, once again, I haven't seen this amazing being in 4 months, but I miss
I
her so
know
much.
it's been a while.
And I
We see
can't
each other
wait till
soon.
you
I
come to New
promise.
York, and I can't wait to come back
Coming
overseas
back
and
to
hang
you.
out with you,
I know.
have a plate of food,
I
have
know.
another good conversation, and play some amazing music, no different than we did today. Juke, I
Trust
need
on
to be
that.
mindful of your time and all the
Yeah,
amazing things you got to do in the
same.
rest of your day. We see you. We love you. We're going to wrap this up with Artivist Talk number 7. Juke is going to be tagged in the description. Hit Juke up on a DM, start a conversation.
Come
Juke
on.
writes back pretty quick, and we'll make sure to connect you with community and art on a
Love
global
that.
scale. Me and Juke are stuck together in this planet for life, so we're out here. I appreciate you so much, and I
Appreciate you
just want to
too.
end with a thank you to everybody watching. Have a
Yeah.
great rest of your day. Artivist Talk 7 is officially complete in G minor.
Complete.
Woo!
Let's go.
Great job. Peace.
Peace.